What's going on, beautiful people? And thank you for tuning in and watching and listening to my bullshit, an idiot's bullshit, an idiot's guide on how to live life. I appreciate your appreciation and wish you all the best in every aspect of your life. We're going to discuss why are there so many people in the world addicted to junk food. I think, and I'm speculating, but I think it's a fair speculation that food is the most overused, abused drug in the world right now. In the places that used to be starving once, that are no longer starving, they're following the path of the Western world and the countries that have money. People are getting high and addicted to junk food. This is not just in the Western world. I lived in Qatar for the first 13 years of my life. Qatar is a little country in the Middle East, oil rich. You know, the locals there, the Qataris, they have lots of money, lots of money. I think they have the highest or second highest GDP or something per capita. You know, the locals, I mean, believe me, there's a lot of like Indian workers and stuff, and they have, miserable conditions, but the locals have a lot of money, and there's some serious problems there with obesity. So it seems that, what's going on in the world right now, as any place on the planet starts to get rich, people are getting addicted to food, to junk food, specifically sugar and artificial flavors and artificial chemicals that companies put in the food because they know they're addictive. So you can come back and buy them again and again and again and again. So, even places that are starving, once they're no longer starving, they're following this model that we think is ideal, this Western model that the entire world is trying to follow. Somehow that seems to be the most ideal right now, which tells you a lot about how fucked up everything is. Because the Western ideal is not all that great. Not all that great. So what's happening is people getting addicted to junk food. Obesity is it already is a serious epidemic worldwide. Specifically, of course, in richer countries, but will be, the entire world. We're going to end poverty. That's one of the good things. We're going to end poverty not too long from now. So even the countries that are starving right now, give them a few decades and watch. The people are going to get addicted to junk food. And here's why, from what I see it, my observation of what's going on. The human body has evolved with certain reward mechanisms, innate reward mechanisms within this vehicle, within this machine that we operate individually. And this kind of makes sense. We've sort of evolved out in the wilderness, not in the civilized world, for at least 200,000 years now. The most recent modern human anatomy, anyway, what science tells us, actually some evidence is saying now 300,000 years. It really doesn't matter because we are animals and we come from the wilderness and we've evolved out of the wilderness. And so our human bodies have evolved to do certain things and get rewarded for it. For example, getting up in the morning and going to get your food. If that requires you to run and hunt or gather fruits and vegetables, you're moving, right? You're moving and you're running, and so as a result, you get reward. Your body rewards you with endorphins, with dopamine, with serotonin, all these feel-good chemicals, adrenaline. You get rewarded with that. You feel good, right? We're pleasure monkeys. Me, you, and we want pleasure. We're pleasure monkeys. So people are, here's the problem. We're not getting the pleasure from the natural way that our bodies have evolved and even our minds have evolved to get the pleasure from. So now we seek this pleasure, this gratification. We're all pleasure monkeys, me most of all. I love pleasure, why not? Pleasure. It's amazing. It's wonderful. And so we resort to things like porn, things like junk food. I think people are not getting enough gratification in their life. The other thing is we've evolved in small communities, hunter-gatherer bands and tribes between whatever, 10 people upwards to 150 at the most usually. And so there's this feeling of belonging, this feeling of connection, which is the hormone oxytocin. You felt like you belonged to a community, to a tribe. You saw yourself as one. So you had an abundance of oxytocin in your system. Oxytocin is the love hormone. You had plenty of it almost all the time because that you're the tribe. You are your fellow human beings, that whatever this tribe you happen to be in, right? So you had plenty of oxytocin. You were running around. You had plenty of endorphins, adrenaline, and all the good feel-good chemicals, dopamine, serotonin, etc. You were on point. Your body was working well, and you were getting gratified on a daily basis, these innate reward mechanisms. Now, take your average fucking Joe. Your average Joe in North America, in Western Europe, and pretty much, it's becoming like that worldwide, even in China, everywhere. India, same thing. Your average Joe now, instead of getting up and saying, what up to his tribe members and, maybe even lighting a fire at night and getting up and watching the sunrise and sunset with your tribe, now you get up very stressed. You don't want to be late to work, and you do whatever the fuck. You get ready as quickly as you can, right? And then you get in your car or whatever, even if you're in India, maybe you have one of those motorbikes or whatever. You're sitting down, you drive to work, go through this traffic and absolutely, anxious environment and pollution and whatnot. You get to a job, and you're sitting down behind the desk on a chair, basically going against everything that your body wants to do. Last thing your body wants to do is to sit down behind that screen on a chair for fucking 8 to 12 hours a day. Plus, of course, the commute. That is the last thing your human animal body wants to do. But that is exactly what we're getting people to do now. So where is the gratification? Where is the adrenaline? Where is the endorphins? Where is my tribe members? We're dancing after we gathered the food. That's what the tribes do. You're dancing and you're singing and you're making love. Where is all of that? It's not there. It's no pleasure here, no reward mechanisms, no challenge. Physical challenge, right? You're not getting gratified enough. And most people hate their jobs. Now, it would be one thing if you're like an Elon Musk type guy. I mean, the guy probably does a whole lot of sitting down. You're getting gratified by the work because you love the work. You were born to do what you're doing. You're getting the psychological, mental gratification from your work. But most people, 87%, they did a study, 87% of people hate their jobs. So it's not like you're getting any mental reward from your job. If you're getting a mental reward from your job, then maybe that will sort of counterbalance a little bit. Maybe you go to exercise after work or something to get your physical reward mechanisms. But the fact is, even then on a mental level, because this is a mental game now we're playing, right? Like this is all a head game, computers and this is a head game. What I'm doing, right? I'm talking out of my head, out of my ass too. Most of it's out of my ass, but the source of it is my head. And so this is all a head game we do, right? Head, which is, whatever. I'm not gonna make, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm a big fan of movement. But some people, they get the mental gratification from their work, and that can sort of give them the gratification inside their body and just feeling good and a sense of well-being and loving what they're doing. And if that's what you are, power to you. But again, they say 87% of people are not happy with their job. So I'm this average Joe. I'm not fucking getting any gratification from anywhere. I barely have time to go see my family. I mean, I only see them on weekends, but I have to do all my errands because I gotta go and do my groceries and my laundry and, all these things and fix the fucking car because the exhaust is not working anymore and the brakes broke down. So even on weekends, you don't have much time. You gotta do the things you've been putting off the whole week because you don't have time. You simply don't have time. I mean, what do you have time for? You come back, you're exhausted from work mentally and physically because your body is funny. If your body doesn't move, it gets exhausted. Momentum. What moves tend to keep moving. What's stationary tends to stay stationary. So, I'm the average Joe. I'm not fucking getting any gratification from anything. My life is shit right now. And, the wife doesn't want to make love and, she's not getting horny anymore because she's really stressed. And the kids are nagging me, man. And, Tom just had a fight in school and I got to deal with trying to discipline him. It's kind of sucks to be the average Joe's got a fucking shitty life. Okay? So, I need some pleasure. I'm a pleasure monkey here. I need some gratification, man. This is, so what do? Before I go to work, I'll go grab a donut. Maybe 6 of those. I'll grab half a dozen donuts. I'll eat like maybe 3 of them. Give the rest of the donuts to my coworkers because they'll love it. Because everybody just needs that rush right now. Because everybody's fucking sick and tired of their life. And on my way out of work, I'll go grab something that just makes me feel really good and instant gratification. Because, man, let me tell you this. Life sucks. Big, giant elephant balls right now. And I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with life right now. So you know what? Let me shove down that Big Mac because goddamn it tastes so good. The juices from the meat. Oh, and then let me shove down that ice cream and that chunky bar. Oh, so good. Oh, I need that pleasure. And then of course, ultimately, this instant pleasure results in even more suffering. Because over time, as you will find out of eating this, you will get overweight, you will start to have health problems, digestive issues, your asshole starts to complain, and you're pretty much now creating even more suffering because you've decided to submit to the sugar demon, to the junk food demon. And I don't blame the people. Because we need pleasure in life. We need to feel good. And if I'm not feeling any good, I'll start to indulge. And I see it in my own self, If I'm not satisfied with life or something is not going the way I want to or I'm not happy with something, I find myself going out and starting to eat chocolate and ice cream. And I go along with it, but then I realize when I have my shit together, I don't even crave those junk food anymore. I don't. When I first started my part-time job that I do now, in the beginning, I fucking, I hated it, I don't want to, I've been kind of making a full-time living on YouTube, didn't have to work at all. Now, I kind of have to just take a job. In the beginning, I was like, fuck this shit. And I started, I remember because it's a coffee shop, I started fucking eating donuts. I started eating muffins. I started eating the food because I was at work. I was like, fuck, I don't want to be here. So what I do on break time, get some donuts, get some muffins and eat them. I even started doing that, right? So I don't really blame. I gotta get it, I get it. The average Joe has a shitty fucking life. It's shitty. It's shitty, okay? I don't know how else to put it. And you gotta be honest. If you're someone who has a shit life, say, by the way, my fucking life is shit right now. And this is why I'm eating. So at least you get to know the root cause of the problem. So what I think the solution is for all this addiction and junk food and everything is to find gratification from other means, from other things, like the work you do and the people you surround yourself with, and finding a sense of purpose, sense of mission, a sense of something greater than yourself. These things have a deep, profound gratification. They go very deeply. They go past the physical gratification and into the soul, the consciousness, the awareness level. And once you can get to that level, the soul awareness level, who you really are deep down, by finding meaning, by finding purpose, by doing something that helps other people around you, something that is greater than you, something, right? Sharing your art, not even necessarily purpose, just something you love, right? Love, anything love related. You love to create music, you love to share it with the world, you love to create art and share it with the world. Then that gratification will hold you stable. So even when you go on a binge, let's say you're eating good for a couple of months and then something goes wrong, whatever, you go on a week binge, you have that stability to fall back on. You go back, get back in your groove, get back in your flow of life, get back into the things that make you happy, that give you gratification, that give you dopamine, give you adrenaline. Exercise, man. Exercise, movement, right? Give the body the innate reward mechanisms that it's designed to provide you. And then the mental gratification from doing something you love, and consciousness, the soul gratification of sharing and with your fellow beings, right? And having a sense of purpose, a sense of meaning, a sense of mission. Then eating junk food is not going to be an issue. Until then, honestly, like, I don't see people, most people, right? I don't see your average Joe getting off junk food anytime soon. They gotta fix the root problem, and then that is sort of gets one of those things that get fixed on its own. It just sort of autocorrects, right? I think it's just an outgrowth. This addiction to junk food is an outgrowth of a deeper issue, which is, again, just this fucking system, this work system, this 9 to 5, this sedentary lifestyle, this doing something that sucks your soul, has no spirit, has like no real value to the person that's doing it. They're doing it just because they gotta make money. Here's another thing, man. Like, I learned a lot from this job that I have, the part-time job. And I ask people like, hey, so what are you, construction worker? Oh yeah, I'm a construction worker. So how's that going, man? Oh, pretty good. So why did you get into construction? Oh, it's good money, and you can just see the deadness and the zombiness of it all. And, people are just doing things because, fuck, like, it makes good money, it pays the bills, bro, it pays the bills, right? It's like, well, okay, the world told you need to do this to pay your bills. There are other ways to pay the bills as well. And, okay, fair enough. Sometimes you gotta do things to pay the bills, but it's like, it shouldn't be the foundation. Your foundation should be your dream. Your foundation should be your passion. Your foundation should be sharing your gift with the world. And then, maybe you take those jobs just to supplement you while you can stand on your 2 feet. So until we fix those issues, then all these junk food places are going to be in business. And I think they're going to be in business for a while. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on why people are addicted to junk food. I love you guys. I love every single one of you. You're all amazing, wonderful beings. But as always, don't forget to subscribe or you're going to sleep with the fishes, okay? So make sure you subscribe.